Oh boy, here it goes. Here it goes. This is where it's going to get real touchy. This is going to get real touchy. And I don't even care, because you guys need to know this. If you're gonna sit there and subscribe to a farm channel, then by golly, you better be ready to understand the way farm life works. I made a video once. It was very scientific. It was a very scientific video. Not many people enjoyed my scientific videos. Yeah, a lot of people don't like Lester talking science. For some reason, when a guy like Lester talks science, a lot of people get upset. And so I have learned that if I ever want to talk science, then I might as well be prepared to have a lot of upset people. But I called that video Apples and Bananas. And that's, if that in itself is not a scientific name, then I don't know what is. But Apples and Bananas and the science behind it. Now listen to me, y'all. You are a human. You are the higher ordered species. But cows are not humans. They are not of the higher order of species. And so animals like cows, I'm going to say this, and you're going to be a little bit taken back when you hear it, but it's true. Cows are much more drawn to the apples. They're not drawn to the banana. Morning folks, Lester here. I am just pulling into the driveway that I'm a survivor, and it's cute because Waylon and Jolene are here on the berm. And I love the way Waylon is starting to really show his true colors as far as him being the man of the house. Now listen, this is nothing personal, ladies. Don't take it that way, but have y'all thought much about what's going to happen whenever I bring Gracie, Pearl, and eventually Charlene over here to join Jolene? Now, Waylon, you might think, will be living his best life. Waylon's going to be sitting there with 1, 2, 3, 4 really pretty little heifers. But have y'all ever thought about the ass kicking he's going to take from that one right there? We all have sit here and watched Jolene and Waylon for the last, 6 months bond. We've seen a little bit of a transition from when she used to bully him around and she would just kind of set the law, until finally he's starting to slowly put his foot down and demand, to be treated with some respect. Man of the house, Jolene. Sheesh. But can you imagine the ass whooping she's going to put on him whenever them other ladies get here? And so as much as we all think that life is going to change for him for the better, guys, and any of you women out there who she is going to put him through hell. Poor Waylon better enjoy this peace and quiet with one woman while he can. Because once those other ladies show up, life is going to get real difficult and fast. So it's funny in the animal species, whenever you read and you find out, and of course you talk to people, knowing that, let's take Carl, for example. When we got Carl, our ostrich, over at Longhorn Lester's, and we were told that for every bird, ostrich, you need 3 females. For every male, you need 3 females. Well, we know that didn't work out. That did not work out at all, because even though Carl may like to have 3 females, we know that Debbie's saying, hell no, you get 1, you get me. I am her. I am your female. And she has run the other 2 off to where Tina and Wanda are terrified. They would like to spend some quiet time with Carl, but it ain't going to happen because Debbie's saying hell no. And I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but Pearl and Gracie, who are both older than Jolene, and that means they're going to be a little bit bigger than Jolene. Guys, oh Lord, I am worried about what's going to happen. And Jolene's letting Waylon know that don't even think about it, mister. Whatever Dad might be saying, Might sound fun. You might be over here eating all of a sudden Waylon starts panicking. You know, he's doing that nervous eating. You've all seen that nervous eating where he's not even that hungry, but he's just eating 100 miles an hour because he's excited about what Dad's saying. And Jolene ain't going to have it. She's like, I ain't going to have all that mess. You better learn right now that I'm yours and you're mine. And that is really, really sweet. I believe there might be a song about that. It's a country song. And I just don't know the name of it, but it goes something to the effect of, she's the one that gets to cuddle at night. She's the one that gets to cuddle at night. So no matter what happens in the near future there, Jolene, I can promise you something. You will be the one that Waylon will try to cuddle at night. Tell her, Waylon, and you better remind her every single day. Remind her every single day that she's the one who gets the cuddles at night. She's like, I want more than cuddles. I need his undivided attention. And I'm sure he's going to offer that, sweetie. I'm sure you're going to get just what you need from Waylon. You guys are a perfect couple, a power couple if I've ever seen one. And there ain't no way that no matter how cute it might be, Gracie trying to snuggle up to Waylon and Pearl trying to snuggle up to Waylon, there ain't no one going to ever take Jolene's place, y'all. And don't even think it. Don't even think it, everybody, because it ain't going to happen. I love these two. And I honestly don't want to mess up the chemistry. I do not. Yeah, that chemistry. That kind of chemistry. The same one that you and your man have. The same chemistry that you and your man have. You don't want to mess it up. I'll tell y'all a funny story. Let me go back and get my truck. I left it sitting there running. Hold on. Jamie's family is all in town. And they've been staying at Longhorn Lester's. Jamie and I have been staying inside the camper, and then they've been staying, the family of 5 have been staying inside the little apartment, making use of air mattresses and whatnot. Anyway, that's besides the point. Bottom line is this: Christmas has been having a really hard time with other people there, and she's barking a lot. She barks all night long because she can hear people. She knows there's people there. Christmas doesn't like people, you know. So Jamie invited her inside the camper to sleep with us. Christmas is on the floor of the camper, but at some point she comes into the bed. And then Jamie is sitting there hugging her, kind of like spooning her. And I'm on my phone. Jamie's asleep. And so I have the light is illuminating. And I happen to look over. And Christmas is like, and Jamie's sitting there just holding her, and she's sound asleep. And Christmas is like, I don't know if you can imagine Christmas, and her little face is like, and so I don't mean this in a mean way, but it's like Christmas did not want to be spooned. She wanted me to spoon her. She wanted me to love her. And so I reach over and I kind of pet her on her head. Not Jamie, Christmas. I'm kind of loving her on her little face. And at some point, I slowly begin to kind of take Jamie's arms and I move them away. And then now Christmas begins to scoot closer to me, but she doesn't want to spoon me. She doesn't want me to spoon her, you know. Instead she kind of turns around, and now her little, like, well, it's like she's laying sideways. So here we are on a king size bed, and I have this much space with her butt right in my, her little hiney is right in my face. And I'm like sleeping this way over here. Jamie's on that much of the bed, and Christmas is completely laid across us. And so her tail just, she's so happy. She's so happy. Her tail just in there whacking me, and I'm just like, and so it's cute. It's cute. You know, you live for moments like that. It's crazy as you get older, the moments that you live for. Now, I also live for moments like these. like this, and especially like that. Hello, my sweet girl. I love this sweet girl over here. That's who I want to one day have a sleepy time with. Yes, I do. We have a sleepy time, you and me. And I bet she will let me spoon her all night. Yes, she will let me spoon her all night. Because I love her. Trixie, why is your tail going 100 miles an hour? Buddy, your tail don't have that ability. Buddy can't shake his tail the way Trixie can. Look at that, guys. Look at that old nub. Look at that nub just a-going. Wowee. You guys want some breakfast? Y'all want some breakfast? Okay, come on. Oh, Lord. What are our cats saying? Open the door. Let us out. We want out. Dogs want in. Cats want out. It's just a madhouse inside here. I'm going to tell y'all right now, we had Jamie's nephew here yesterday. And so don't think we leave our house like that on a regular basis. But that kid's all he wanted to do was play with those little toys. Mr. Hank's going to sneak out now. All right, let me feed you guys. Y'all want to eat? Okay. Let me get some food for everybody. Her ears are still bothering her. We have an appointment on Tuesday. Today is my Sunday. All right, everyone's getting them a nice little morning snack. Oh boy. We're gonna have visitors. Looks like we got visitors coming in. Trixie, you ate that fast. Pablo, do not eat that. I always set this one over here inside the house because Stella feels embarrassed. She doesn't like to eat in front of Trixie and Buddy. I don't know why. Ritzy doesn't mind. These two are great. But Stella always feels a little self-conscious eating in front of anybody. Or maybe she's just nervous. She probably has memories of the old days of when dogs used to come up and take food away from her. And so I always separate them when I feed them. And then that over there, guys, just love us. Please just love us. Don't judge. Just love us. Can't you just love us? That's the whole thing. You always worry about what someone's going to find to be distasteful. And so fine, we have a duck that comes in and eats every morning. I don't leave him in long enough to mess the house up. I try not to. But he'll get a little bite to eat, and he'll get a little drink of water, and he'll be out the door. He's learned the routine. First thing I want to walk around and do is do a checkup on my turkeys, my baby turkeys. I know that this turkey has been sitting on these eggs for quite a while. I was really excited to see Daniel Arms in Houston, their video of their turkey. Their babies have hatched, and they got 2 turkey babies. That means Cornholio has 2 babies running around in Oklahoma. That's right, Cornholio is sowing his wild oats all the way over to... Please don't even start with me about Cornholio. Why can you be so jealous of Cornholio? All right. Cornholio's babies are all the way in Oklahoma. You have nothing to worry about, okay? And besides, remember, we want them turkeys to be mean. We want them turkeys to chase Daniel all over his farm. We're about to go cave diving. There's something going on inside of here. We don't know what. God forbid that's a snake. If that's a snake, no, that's light. That's light. What's that? What is that right there beside the light? Is that a chicken? What was that? So those are duck eggs right there, but there's something inside there. Now, I'm telling you right now, that's not a snake, because if that were a snake, then those eggs wouldn't be there. We're gonna go in from the back side. What is that? Guys, I cannot see what that is. What is that? It looks like a baboon. That looks like a monkey, and he's looking back at me. I know it's not a monkey, but what is it? Like, what is that? Because I saw little yellow eyes looking at me, and I'm serious. Could it be a coiled up chicken snake who's sitting there looking at me, and maybe he's coiled up because he already has a tummy full of eggs? Could it be? Could it be a chicken snake all coiled up, full of eggs, and he's sitting there just staring at me, waiting for his eggs to digest? Look at Al Davis. Al Davis is out wandering around, doing what turkeys do, showing that he can be a very adaptive little bird, even with his special needs. Waylon, you need to shut your little pie hole. It's not time to eat yet. Why don't you join Jolene and lay down beside that hay until I'm ready to feed up? That's what I'm going to do, is take my time and do my welfare check before I begin to feed everybody. You can just be patient. See, Jolene is being really sweet. Jolene used to be the one that gave us a hard time. Now, Jolene's become the sweet one, and Waylon's the one who gives everyone a hard time. Look at Al. What's going on with you lately, Waylon? You must have hit your teenage years. He must have hit his teenage years. Oh my God. Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing on Waylon? I can't say it because I'll get in trouble for sure, but do y'all see what I see on Waylon? I can't zoom in anymore. I cannot zoom in anymore. Waylon? Waylon. Jolene's like, I'm just not even going to talk about that because Waylon has for sure got him some. All right, thank you, Nate. I'm going to move on. But let's just say that you are out to buy yourself a breed or a herd bull. You're going to buy yourself a breeding or a herd bull. There's not a single person who's going to examine the banana. They're not. No one cares about the banana when they're deciding on getting themselves a herd bull. But every single person who's looking to buy has to make sure they see multiple pictures, different angles of the apples. They have to see the apples because I'm going to just draw it in the dirt over here, okay? So, sweetie, I'm going to draw in the dirt right there. You have a bull. Move over. You have another bull. And so out in this pasture, you have two bulls, okay? Two bulls. Now, one of these bulls has a really nice set of apples. And the other bull has a different set of apples. No one cares about the banana when a female cow, a heifer, Waylon, I'm already discussing it in a proper way. You have no idea what you're saying. Waylon just wants to be straight up, straightforward. I'm trying to be Facebook friendly here. I know the way Facebook operates. They're probably still going to ban the darn video. I don't care. I don't care about a couple of dollars anyway. What happens is, when those females begin to look around for who they want to be the father of their children, they don't care about the banana. They care about the apples. So if you're sitting there saying, Lester, I'm a 54-year-old woman and I've never once cared about a man's apples. Well, guess what? You're not a heifer, are you? You're not a heifer. You're a woman. You're a human being. And so I don't even want to know what you look at. I would like to think that you look at a man's eyes or his smile or his personality. So don't sit there and embarrass yourself by telling me what you look at when you think about the potential father of your children. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But I'll tell you what cows look at. And I'll tell you what okay, well, you know what? I think I said enough about that. I think I've said about enough about that. Yeah, some people right now are probably saying, hey, Lester, have you ever thought about just go ahead and making more of those videos where you mute anything out of your mouth and instead just play some soft music? Because that's kind of farm that I like. That's kind of farm videos I like, where I can just imagine a cartoon animal sitting there doing things. I don't like to imagine the other stuff that goes on in farm life. And that's fine. But hey, guess what just happened? Guess what just happened? You come to a video channel who takes much pride in its edutainment. And I told you something that a lot of y'all did not know. And I hope that I found a way to do it that was still fairly family friendly, even though your family may not give a rat's ass about stuff like that. And that's fine. But now you know. Now you know. You're welcome. You know, while we're on the subject of apples and bananas, I'll go ahead and tell you something else too. You know that when you take your dog to the vet to have a male neutered, no longer do they chop what they used to. Instead, they have found a much less invasive procedure that can still do the same, can serve the same purpose, yet it doesn't make the male physically any different looking. And would you believe that most people don't realize that? Come on, buddy! Buddy! So, I'm gonna get out of the wind. Come on, buddy! Hey, buddy boy, come here. Come here, buddy. So we took and had Buddy neutered recently. And do you know how many people, that's gross, buddy. Do you know how many people commented on my video that I thought y'all had Buddy neutered? It's obvious, Lester, you didn't have him neutered. Fake video, Lester. Why would you sit there and fake a video? Guys, I'm so sorry that you have to hear it from me. But if you don't know this already, then you should. They don't have to chop off the man parts anymore. The little dangly man parts, they don't do that anymore. They have a much less invasive procedure, one that can't have the same risk of infection, where they can, similar to when a man has a bisectomy. They don't cut the man's man parts off, sheesh, y'all. However, they make it to where that man can't reproduce because all of the parts are not connected no longer, even though the man still has his man parts. And do you know how many people did not know that? Because in the older days, yes, they would just take and completely remove, chop, and take off the entire. I hope they never did that to men, like human men. So yes, Buddy still has all of his parts. But just like a lot of men, after they have their, after they have work done in their later years, those parts no longer function the same. I hope, if you're disgusted with all this video, you might just go find another channel to watch, because what I am so afraid now of how the comments are going to be completely off the wall. You're going to go crazy. Some people just can't handle cornholio. They just can't handle it. They can't handle the truth. It's just like Jack Nicholson said. You can't handle the truth. And there are some people who just cannot seem to handle the truth. And I don't know why it has to be that way. Why must it be that way? All right. Well, friends, I am going to let you go at that. I think we've had enough chit-chatting for one day. I'm going to go out and feed everybody here in a little bit. I'm going to clean up my barnyard a little bit. Today is my Sunday, so it's all Lester against the world today. No Ben, no LE. It's all Lester, and Lester's going to go do his job. I'm going to put my camera in my pocket so I cannot get myself in any more trouble. Thank y'all for watching. Everything is always gooder and funner when you do it together. Y'all do know that. And we will have more videos coming up tomorrow. Okay, y'all say goodbye and say things are always funner and gooder when we do them together.
Many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. For my daughter was my mother 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. My little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother to the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. My father's wife then had a son who kept him on the run, and he became my grandchild 'cause he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. If my wife is my grandmother, then I am her grandchild, and every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild.
This has got to be the strangest thing I ever saw.
As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. Everybody! I'm my own grandpa. It's so funny, I know, but it really is so.